They laughed when I walked into the luxury car show wearing my old dress and worn shoes. The salespeople ignored me. Other customers whispered behind my back. But when my husband arrived 30 minutes later, their faces went white. What happened next changed everything at that dealership forever. If you've ever been judged by your appearance or underestimated because of how you look, this story will shock you. Stay until the end to see how one phone call turned humiliation into the most expensive lesson these people ever learned. You won't believe what happens next. My name is Sheila, and I'm just an ordinary woman from a small town in Ohio. I've always believed that happiness comes from simple things. A warm cup of coffee in the morning, a good book, and spending time with the people you love. I never cared much about fancy clothes or expensive jewelry. To me, kindness and humility were worth more than any designer label. My husband William is different from me in many ways, but that's what makes our marriage work. While I prefer staying home and tending to our garden, he's always been ambitious and driven. Over the years, his business ventures grew beyond what either of us ever imagined. But here's the thing about William. Despite his success, he never forgot where he came from. He treats everyone with respect, from the janitor in his office building to the CEOs of major corporations. William had been working incredibly hard for months on a new project, and our 15th wedding anniversary was approaching. One evening, as we sat on our front porch watching the sunset, he took my hand and said something that surprised me. "Sheila, you've supported me through everything. You've never asked for anything extravagant, never complained when I had to travel for business. I want to do something special for you." He smiled that gentle smile I fell in love with all those years ago. "I want you to pick out your dream car. Any car you want? Money is no object." I laughed and shook my head. "William, my old Honda works just fine. I don't need anything fancy." But he was persistent. "You've always loved cars ever since you were little. Remember how you used to draw pictures of sports cars and tell me about every detail? When was the last time you treated yourself to something you really wanted?" He was right. I had always been fascinated by cars, especially the sleek, powerful ones you see in magazines. But I never thought I'd actually own one. William pulled out his phone and showed me the website for Sterling Motors, the most prestigious car dealership in the city. "I have back-to-back meetings tomorrow, but I want you to go there and find something that makes your heart race. Don't look at the price tags, just follow your instincts." He kissed my forehead. "You deserve to have something beautiful." The next morning, I stood in front of my closet for a long time. I had never been to a luxury car dealership before, and I wasn't sure what to wear. My wardrobe consisted mainly of comfortable dresses, practical shoes, and simple jewelry. I settled on my favorite floral dress. It was a few years old but still looked nice, and my most comfortable flats. I looked in the mirror and felt confident enough. The drive to Sterling Motors took about 40 minutes, and with each mile, I felt more excited. William was right. It had been years since I'd done something just for me. Maybe it was time to step out of my comfort zone. When I pulled into the parking lot, my breath caught in my throat. The showroom was enormous, with floor-to-ceiling windows that showcased the most beautiful cars I'd ever seen. Sleek sports cars, elegant sedans, and luxurious SUVs gleamed under the perfect lighting. For a moment I sat in my Honda, suddenly feeling very out of place. But I remembered William's words and gathered my courage. I was here to find my dream car, and I deserved to be here just like anyone else. The moment I stepped through the glass doors, I felt the weight of a dozen stares. The showroom was busy with well-dressed customers browsing the expensive vehicles. Women in designer dresses and high heels walked arm in arm with men in tailored suits. Everyone looked like they belonged in a luxury magazine. I tried to ignore the attention and focused on the cars. They were even more beautiful up close. I wandered over to a stunning red sports car, its paint job so perfect it looked like liquid fire. I had never seen anything so gorgeous in my life. As I stood there admiring the car, I noticed a security guard had positioned himself nearby. He wasn't even trying to be subtle about watching me. I felt my cheeks flush with embarrassment, but I told myself I was being paranoid. Surely he was just doing his job. That's when I heard the whispers. "What is she doing here?" a woman's voice